I'm actually kind of pissed off. I recorded a video discussing same-sex marriage in iMovie, and it didn't save it, and it didn't save it because the video actually freezes up, and I can't tell if it says it's recording, but it's lying to me. It's a deceptive computer. It is. Um, to say the same thing but not regurgitate it would be contradicting myself because I'm literally recording the exact same video, except hopefully actually recording it this time. Go figure. So, my issues with people who have an issue with same-sex marriage stem from the fact that I really, I'm Catholic. And a lot of people who have opposition to it are of the same religion as me. And their reasons for not supporting it, I feel kind of border on this hidden prejudice. And that prejudice is that they feel they own marriage. And I think that's in large part due to my view, or my view that they own marriage is due to my other view that they feel an ownership of the religion of Christianity. And so when a person does not comply with that same type of view or with that same type of ideology, they want to force their religion on that person as if they just should automatically comply. You can't get married. Why? Because I said so. Because my religion said so. Because that's what I picked for you. And I think it's absolute nonsense. The counter argument would be if some of these same Catholics who had those same ideologies or not even Catholics. I shouldn't use my own religion here, but Christians. Let's say Christians Christians who are homosexual believe marriage is between a man and a woman. Okay, so if they find a partner who they genuinely care about, they genuinely want to get married to, but they still have that same belief, are they going to get married to that person under the rules now established by the Supreme Court? Or are they going to go get a same-sex union, whatever that is, that cop-out of marriage that they propose to homosexuals? I hope none of them actually went out and did it. But they would be a hypocrite, whoever actually... I'm stumbling on my words. The theoretical homosexual Christian would be a hypocrite because they would still want to get married to that person that they love, and they would completely disregard the religion that they previously claimed was so important and so great. Being Catholic and being Christian is more about helping other people. That's how I've always viewed it. It's not about going around and imposing your beliefs on other people like most of these naysayers of same-sex marriage like Kim Davis did just a little while ago. It's about helping other people and doing what's best for your community, for your family, for your country. That's it. There's nothing. If you go and do community service, are productive, and just try to be a good person, you don't have to go to church at all. You are the church. And I'm not saying that to make people seem egocentric, but when you go out and spout this nonsense about, oh, you can't get married, you can't get married, you're gay, then you're the exact opposite of the church. You are with everything that is wrong with the same religion that I am, of Catholicism or Christianity, whichever one that you subscribe to. This hypothetical viewer of this video, speaking in general, just to most of the opposition to same-sex marriage. When has that ever caused anybody any difficulty or sadness? Like, look, I oppose the death penalty, but I could see where people would support it. They've lost relatives, they lost family. They want an eye for an eye, basically, just in this anger. I get that. But And even with guns, they can say, oh, I feel safe with a gun. And other people say, I don't. I've never heard a case where a person's life was destroyed or otherwise badly impacted by another person being allowed to marry. I've never seen that, never heard that, never read that headline, because it doesn't exist. It's not real. And when people realize that and go, oh, you know what? That's not actually what happened. That's not the truth. Then we'll have a much better society. But until then, we're going to keep having the Kim Davises, I'm just going to go out and say it, a good chunk of the Republican Party. There are Republicans who support same-sex marriage, and you can stay in that party if you want to, but to be the minority within the minority, as that party shrinks each and every year, is really disturbing when you think about the fact that Lincoln used to run it, that, they like to tell, oh, he's Fred the black man, he should be a black Republican, be an Uncle Tom like Herman Cain and Alan Keyes and Ben Carson. But it goes beyond that. The party has fallen off. I'm not going to get too much into it here because it's still a discussion or rant about the naysayers of same-sex marriage. But a lot of them tend to have these conservative views, and that's fine. But don't impose the view on other people. When they start saying they're in opposition to it, what are you talking about? You're not getting married to the people getting married. I've never understood why anybody would disapprove of a person wanting to marry someone of the same sexual orientation unless it was them. If some guy comes up and says, "Hey, I want to marry," I'm gonna say no, because I'm heterosexual. I'm not gonna say no if he says, "I want to get married to this other man." Yeah, go for it. Do whatever you want. It's your life. But because the conservatives, or some of the conservatives, don't want me to get married, I have to abide by that. No. They were talking about same-sex unions. Get out of here with that cop out. Who's really going to go out and do that? I'm not. Well, if I, obviously I'm heterosexual, but if I were homosexual, I wouldn't. Because every single person born in this country was created equal. And when you deny the basic right of getting married at a certain age, whether it be 18, 16, 17, or above, you are denying the people who are homosexual equal rights. And you are therefore committing an act of, I'd almost say, treason against your fellow man. Because you cannot live in a society with people of different races, cultures, things they've had no impact over. They could not control. No one can control being white. No one can control being black. No one can control being Hispanic. No one can control any race or any fundamental, just any aspect of their appearance, any aspect of their or orientation either. Those two. I honestly believe people did not get to pick whether or not they were heterosexual or homosexual. It's just a natural occurrence. This person became heterosexual, they developed an attraction to women. This person became homosexual, they developed an attraction to people of the same race. Same gender. I'm getting sidetracked now, but I'm really frustrated in watching that video a while back of Kim Davis getting released from the jail, and everybody go, "Oh yeah, the hero." Ugh. I'm so disgusted every time I see a headline, see a story, hear her name. It disgusts me, because now that's synonymous with bigotry in this country, that name. And that woman's picture in the next 20, 30 years is going to be in some history book under the section of bigotry in America, or something to that effect. You just can't. Everyone in opposition to same-sex marriage is on the wrong side of history. There will be no validation for you in the long run. Speaking to this hypothetical person against same-sex marriage, there's nothing good about being against it. There's nothing good about being a conservative against it. There's nothing good about being any way in opposition to it, period, the end.